This is set up the way you said to set it up. So we'll take it apart. We'll try it the way we, this is the way we had it set up, and this is the way you say to set it up, and it still is incorrect. Okay, right now it is on low beams. Hey. I don't know what we can see. We better try it out. Okay, and if you can see right in there, it says low beams. There would be high beams. However, this is supposed to be high beams, and you'll notice it is on low beams. So we're going to leave it. Now we're going to put it on low. Alright, here we go. And as you can see, it is on high. So let's go ahead and remove the tape in here that I have protecting any bare surfaces that might pop up. Let's see where the tape ends. Right there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, remove the tape again. I think this is about the 12th time I've tried and this time it's for the seller, so that I can prove to them that we've tried every combination, including theirs. So we're about to determine finally whether this purchase is a good purchase or a bad purchase, because at this point in time it is leaning toward a bad purchase. So I probably should go ahead and do a video review on these things. Alright, now the way it's set up now is the green wire is ground right here, and the blue wire is low, white wire is high. There's the tan colored or white wire as it used to be. Green wires is ground and blue wire is low. Alright, so I went ahead and made a blue wire to go to blue, green go to green, and white go to white. Okay, it will work in that mode, and as long as it's in the low beam position on the tree, on the column, it will work in high beams. And then if you change it to low beam or high beams on the column, it will not work at all. So let's do that real quick. As you can see, we are on high, and there we go. And as you can see in there, looking at the dash, there's no indicator light. Now there is. That's high. Okay, so we're going to leave it on low. And utilizing the instruction here, if you turn on the low beam on your car socket should provide 12 volts between low beam and let low beam light up. Okay. It shows us that the low beam here, now we're on high, it shows us with the low beam chosen. This is your low beam wire. It shows it has to be connected over here. However, to get this high beam to work, it has to be connected here, and or that's what it calls for an H6545. And the only way we found to make it work, period, no matter what, these instructions don't work. So let's show you. There's your low beam going to low beam. hook it in this way and hook it this way. Nothing. As you can see, it's still working over there. Nothing's working here. Now we can play with it and do this. Let's see here. Shows this being the ground. I don't know if you can see this. I have no idea what y'all are seeing. This shows to be the ground here, which we both know is incorrect because the ground is the green wire. But just for the giggles, let's go ahead and hook it up here and see what will blow up. And as you can see, nothing. So let's switch the white and the blue wire. And we have alright, now we have low beam and 2 of the high beams. Alright, why just 2, I don't know. But let's go in here. Let's put it on high. Now that shows high indicator. And now you have 0. Alright, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and move our ground to here. Now that gives you weekly, that gives you a weak low and high beam. Gives you 2 of the high and really low voltage on the, now that's with just the high and low hooked up, no ground. Somewhere on this chart over here it says do not hook up the ground. Low beam, leave disconnected. Okay. And you hook the ground and the high beam. I tried that as well. Let's try that. So let's disconnect the low beam. Let's hook up the ground and the high beam. My temporary connectors here are going to need to be replaced as soon as those new ones come in. But as you can see, nothing at all doing that. So let's go down here and hook that to the low beams. Nothing there. So the only way to make this work is to run this like this right here. I mean, it's the only way the lights will even come on in any kind of high beam at all. Well, alright, let me get them resituated here. Alright, there. There. And here. And as you can see, we have high beams only right there. Now, let's go to, over there you have low beams. Over here, okay, that's high beam. Low beam. And in there shows to be on high beam. There's on low beam. As you can see, you have high beam over there. Have nothing over here, but let's see what we have. Hang on a second. Oh, and we have high beam over here. But that's on the low beam indicator, or zero indicator. As you can see in the dash, there is no indicator on right in there. Now you can see there is. Okay? So, boys and girls at the factory, there is something internally, wired internally incorrect about your lights. Because if we hook them up and put the ground where it belongs, and put the we have to hook the ground to the ground. High beam has to go to high beam over here. Low beam has to go over here. As you can see, that's how we have it now. Right here. Yet, when it's on low on the truck, it puts this light on high. If you put the light on high, it turns it to low beam. So I'm going to put it all back together, and I'm going to wait to hear from you. But here is your video. It's quite long, and but I want to show you all the various ways that you can hook this. I used everything that you suggested here, which is just standard hook it up direct the way it comes from the factory. That didn't, and that's the way it comes from the factory right there. As you can see, that don't work. And it's an H6545, which is this connector, and that type of light came in the truck. And guys, it just does not work. So there you go. I'm going to turn this thing off, put this truck back together, fix my connectors, and put it back together so that I can use the truck when I need to, because otherwise the truck's worthless at night. So there you go, guys.